say a few words on why this song and what does it mean. A few years back, there was some tremendous efforts for the People's Water Board, both in the city of Detroit and also the city of Highland Park, Michigan, when it was realized that we were facing in Detroit 40 to 50,000 people were getting their water shutoffs in their home. This was resulting in not only personal hardships, in some cases you had Child Protective Services taking children out of the home. In some certain cases you had just a lot of trouble and hardship, and this did not have to be. The People's Water Board, they've worked very hard. They've not only advocated against shutoffs, but they've actually came up with an alternative business model called the Water Affordability Plan. And this model was put forth and passed by City Council, and correct me if I'm wrong,
2006.
The mayor took the money that was allotted to implement this plan and used it for other purposes.
Yep.
So you had a plan that was to stop shutoffs, a feasible, we're not just advocating just out of the goodness of our heart. This was an actual business model that would show how can the money be pooled together in such a way to stop the shutoffs and ensure that everybody can have water. And the mayor chose to not implement it, but use that money for other purposes. And that was in the back of my mind as I started getting into the studio. This issue of water stayed in my heart. My man, Sean Donatella, I met at an open mic earlier this year. He was spitting some knowledge which had to do with health, and it was the catalyst. I realized, like, wait a second. This brother is spitting. This is now the time to put this issue of water back on the forefront. I knew my man Anthony right here. He was laying in the cut, but I knew that he would come out when called.
Cut.
So we talked about it, talked it over, and you'll see that each one of us is going to bring our own style and bring our own emphasis to it. And the other thing that I just wanted to add is we always try to kick this global perspective. This issue of water is big. I've heard stories and read about certain places that are more rural places in which people have the tradition of going down to a local river and getting the water there. But one day they go down to the river and it's a big fence. This water is owned by Coca-Cola or Ice Mountain or Aquafina, and there's people with guns saying, you know, this is now our water. We're going to sell it and put it in these bottles. And this is coming to Michigan with the Ice Water Mountain Company, which is on the Great Lakes. So we're not just talking theoretically. They may not have the guns yet in Michigan, but they are taking the water from the lakes Michigans already. And so this is a very important local issue. And we speak in the language of hip-hop. If somebody else speaks the language of folk, do it that way. Somebody else do it in rock and roll. Somebody else do it in salsa. We'll each do it. You know, we need all the different languages out here. But we're going to kick it in the way that we speak it tonight. And we have CDs if you want to take it home. And if you download it from the website, they have a thing called Name Your Own Price, where you can pay $1. But if you want to give more and have that go to the People's Water Board, $2, $3, $4, we need to support our community institutions. You can do it directly from the Bandcamp website. So we'll tell all that for you too. I think that that's a good introduction. MC, are we ready for the beat?